All right, if we can all stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, welcome everybody to the Acton recreational meeting. Our last meeting was on January 28th, so it's been a little bit, definitely trying to get a little bit more scheduled. It's been a little crazy.
Break my chair.
So I wanted to go over, we have our summary of our last meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Second it?
Second.
All right, all?
Good.
Perfect. All right, so we're gonna move right along, right into this week's topics. So we had our basketball and our cheerleading. We currently still have our basketballs at grade 6. TJ?
Say it again.
It's grade 6 right now, right?
For what?
Or what you've got with basketball right
It's
now?
5th grade girls. I tried to get a 6th grade team together and we only had 5 interested, 4 committed, so I was like,
Not
maybe
enough.
next year we'll roll into
Yeah.
5th and 6th graders both.
Yeah. So we have our 5th grade extended a little bit so they could hit up a tournament this coming weekend, which is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Saturday?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It was supposed to be Thursday. It's out in a town called Westbrook near Portland. But I said, we're an hour away and we'd have some upset parents, and I worked with the tournament director and they said, we won't schedule you for Thursday.
Perfect, which is also good because we also have the options of
Yeah.
getting the tickets to go to
The
the
Celtics
main
game, I
Celtics
didn't even
games.
think about it till it happened. I was like, ooh,
Yep.
thank God.
So the main Celtics game that we had posted online for people to buy tickets, we've actually, I think 37 people bought tickets for that.
I think they reserved 100, so 37 out of 100.
They set aside the 100, but they had 37 as of the last time I talked to her that had purchased tickets to it.
Sweet.
To go to that on Thursday night. I know our biggest concern that we had was our communication, and it was something that we've been working on, something that we're working on enhancing more. I know it was kind of primarily one leg issue that we were definitely on top of at this point. We've talked about adding a app or a program of some sort that we can actually work with to better communicate. I actually looked into that app today. What was the name of it?
Something sports.
It was Team Linked. And that's an app that I would actually like to bring to the selectmen to kind of get their idea and opinion on. Because when I looked at it, you can do it for free, or I'm not quite sure what the cost is yet, because they're, you know, like everything that comes in free is you have your ads that come through.
$9 per team. So like if I run 2 different teams, I pay $9 and then we don't get ads. If no one pays that $9, then, you can use it, but seeing ads. It's like, YouTube.
Perfect.
So you can pay.
Is it per year, per team?
Per team, per year. So I would pony up and pay $9 for my team so they don't have to see ads, but
I would say, because that,
we could also take it to the selectmen and the rec and say, hey, can we get added all together? $72 for this app or whatever,
Well,
or
it
we
would
could
be-
just use it for free, don't mind.
Well, it's per,
it's per team, so if we
Team, so
have
$9 per
2,
team,
4,
yep.
6, if we have 7, 8 teams per sport,
per sport.
that's gonna be, say, 8 times 9
Once.
per sport.
I don't think
'Cause
it'd
our-
be per sport.
You said it's per team.
Per team, but
Our
then.
teams change. It's not the same team, it's not
That's
the
true.
same people that are on them.
I haven't looked at the nitty gritty, but from what I understood, like, you set groups aside, and then I mean, that's a great question.
It
So
was-
it'll have to get more investigation, I guess.
It's nice on the app, as I was looking through it though, because you can instantly share the schedule right there. It'll send reminders straight to people, because if we add somebody to the team, it sends them a text, like we can send them a direct text message to download the app and everything, and it's supposed to be friendly wide across different servers. And it was a free app to download, but you can also do the schedule on it, and it will put reminders right on for them where it'll come up with an alert and be like, hey, you've got a game coming up.
It
such
can
and
hook
such
up to
date.
people's Outlook calendars or whatever on their phone, or if people are just using basic flip phones or bricks or whatever, and they just use SMS, which I've run into, it'll send automated reminders. So I'd say the 2 benefits are its automated features and the layout for people that can access the app. It's just very visually simple and appealing. Like, you look at the calendar, you click here, oh, here's my team. Here's my team schedule. Like, it's very, a 5-year-old could use it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
it was, it didn't, because I looked at
What can you put on the app?
John, I am sure can use it, so that's the
yes.
ultimate sign off.
So on the app,
You're not computer literate. I know I'm not, so.
on the app, you can create a team, you can create an event, you can add a player. So like, I was looking at that, where you go to add a player, it's cool because you can put what the kid's name is and their parent contact information.
Yeah.
And then send the email invite and whatnot. So you can put who the player is and
So
like
who
what
can
teams
see
they
that
are.
see that information?
This all would only be between who is on there.
On
Right,
that
if
team.
you've registered us, we'd be the only ones that see it. But
It's
if you
not like a
added
public-
somebody else, they would be able to catch it
And then
too.
the parents log in, and how do the
I
parents?
think it would
log
just
in?
be
Parents
registered,
create-
it'd be registered through a phone number or an account.
Yeah, I think it would all be, if I went in and added somebody, they wouldn't have to create anything because
Right.
they would be invited by me.
They would be
from,
And she can
from the
control.
rec. Right on.
Kind of like your emails that you're doing now.
Yeah, I did create one to kind of, like, not a group, but I created just like a trial thing on it, because I wanted to see more about it before I even brought it.
Yeah.
I need to know more before I bring it to the board.
Sure.
Because if we don't know enough about it, it's not worth bringing to the board, because they're gonna ask us questions, and we're gonna be like, I don't know.
Right.
So I did create a trial one on it, and I sent TJ a text earlier to invite him to the trial, because he's usually the one that's always on his phone, so I'm like, oh, I'll be able to get him to do it.
Yep, I
And
see your
then,
trial invite right
he
there.
never responded, of course, so I was never able to go forth.
Did you get it?
I got it.
Are you responding now?
He's like, so blind.
You just have to accept the invite on here and that's it, so.
Yeah, and you didn't have to do login or anything, right?
Nope.
So,
I think you can control how you invite people too, either by phone number or by email, however you
yeah,
want
you
to.
can do email, you can do text. When I signed up for it, because it was free anyways, I signed up with the rec information. It has my name on it, but it has for like the rec email per se, because I wanted to, if it's something that the selectmen are okay with us using, you can send pictures back and forth, so if you do a game or something and say there's a parent that's taking some pictures, they can take the pictures and they can just send it right there, and it goes for the entire group, nobody else. So it has some really nice features with the schedule all being in one spot, the alerts being in one spot, the constant text message, and I would have to always set them up. So, and that would be something I could set up if, again, they're okay with it. I could set up when we hand off the teams. I'm gonna create, this is Coach John's team.
Yeah, you give us the book.
I give you
You
the
give us
book.
the book and you give us,
I would label it as Coach John's team, so you'd have the invite, I'd put everybody in it for you. You'd have the book because you need all of the medical and everything when you have your practices and your games. But you'd already have your change started.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So this is the welcome screen and the invite she sent me. It even tells me like, it recognizes what phone I'm on,
Yeah.
iOS version 14 or later.
Yep.
So the app kind of is designed for different, whether it's Android, iPhone, and it makes it
Yeah.
as easy for those phones to integrate as possible.
We had a couple of people that still had house phones. Does everyone have a cell phone at this
I
point?
think everybody has cell
I
phones.
think everyone at
Or a
least can,
couple of families that didn't.
really?
A couple
Okay.
of years ago.
Well, it's a couple of years ago, yeah.
Well-
At this point, we have not had anybody
Okay.
tell us anything otherwise.
But you've done a lot of communication through
Text and email.
Email.
Yeah, and this can go right into their email too, so if they don't have one, you can connect with them by email. That's cool.
I think the biggest concern would be the $9 per team, if it was
Yeah,
$9.
if the ads aren't,
Not budgeted in for that.
Being an ad like everything else,
if the ads aren't horribly,
The ads look like this. They just appear on the main screen.
then you just close.
You can close them or ignore them.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
then
And
that's
so it's
fine.
free otherwise?
Yes.
that bad.
We should definitely start off like that,
So we can-
because if there's a pop-up, you gotta, unless it becomes so obnoxious that you're not seeing what you want.
Yeah,
Did you ever look into Dick's Sporting Goods?
I did not.
So they may have something similar. Way back when you first started, I had told you about, they have something for like snack bars and, the using credit cards and that type of stuff,
Yeah.
and I believe they have something, I was told that they may have something similar to this through them too, so just might wanna look into that
Yeah,
also.
can look into that before bringing it to the, I know that,
You know, compare apples to apples if they do, that's all. 'Cause
I know-
think those are a lot cheaper if that's the case.
well, I know, I mean, that one, if that one's
If it's free,
free and you
yeah.
don't mind the ads, which the ads are like everything else, just exit out or ignore it. I know that that actually was highly recommended through one of our very, very highly tech savvy families here in town. So it's John and Ann.
Yeah, I figured,
So they're the ones that actually recommended that one.
yeah,
Ann's on top of her game.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, all in favor of at least looking into, I'll look into Dick's to see if they have anything, and if they don't, are you all in favor for, well, first off, I need one in favor for moving forward with talking to the board.
Yeah,
In favor?
second.
Yep. Okay.
And it will start with free if we
We
love
would
it?
start it with
Yeah,
free.
that's a
We
good
wouldn't
idea.
do we would see how it goes, and if
If it's
it,
a pain, then we can,
Revisit it.
Yeah.
So you're talking probably now that you've got chair and all the other things, you're talking
That would be
anywhere
huge.
from $600 to $1,000
Yeah.
on top of
Right.
our budget per year.
if the coach wants, the parents can go through and they can make it free, like if it really bothers them, I think it was like $199 a month or something that they could pay if they don't wanna see ads.
So it's personalized or team geared?
Yeah, so you can either do it per team, or you can do it as the parent getting it. If the ads bother you, $2 a month and you're good to go.
Just like any good app business, they give you multiple selections to give them money.
Right? How can we make money?
Okay, so,
I would definitely suggest looking into Dick's also.
yeah, so I'll look into Dick's, so I won't put that on the, agenda for a meeting with the selectmen until next week. That way I can have the rest of this week to try to look into that a little bit more. Then we had our ceremony, which went phenomenal. We had 20 pizzas donated from the Acton Trading Post. And then we had multiple parents and the rec.
Anybody got an extra pen, sorry?
I do.
Lori always does.
We had
always grab a couple.
multiple parents and that also brought some drinks, as well as we purchased some drinks and some desserts and whatnot for that one. And then we had a potluck for the cheerleaders.
I would suggest if we get a donation that big, that we should do something for that donation. Whether it's a picture of the team on a little plaque. Kate does do really nice sponsor plaques. Something that they could hang up in their business. Just
we
to
would
thank you for, I know it's like last minute, or I don't know if you guys get those, like those donations last minute, or,
The only problem is, like, for the basketball, that would have to be, she does the plaques, but they're all the individual teams.
yeah.
So that would be a whole thing of individual teams.
Something to thank them that they could put up on their wall as a recognition for what, them doing that donation. I
like
think would
it.
be a really good idea, whether it's a plaque, whether it's a certificate, we could do certificates like the Maine Children's Cancer Society does, when they do their Chili Chowder Fest and all that stuff, they have people that, have volunteered their times, they give them certificates in a, just in a, like 8x10 plaque, like a thank you for your, whatever they donated or whatnot.
I think
So just something.
we
that
definitely should keep it in mind. I love going into Poor People's Pub and seeing how dialed in it
yeah,
is over there.
Yeah.
That, and they have a lot of their end-of-year banquets and everything else there. I mean, if,
Like me and Luke spent like 10 minutes just walking around looking at all the different teams and
yeah, it's cool.
Yep.
And they used to have them up here, at the town hall. We used to have years and years ago, teams, with the sponsors and that type of stuff, but just something to recognize them that,
Okay.
they've done that, I think. Figure something out.
Yeah, that would definitely be a good thing to do.
I sent him a thank you note.
We did, yeah, we did but it'd be more than just blasting on Facebook and.
No, I sent them an actual thank you.
Right, I mean,
Yeah.
it's something that they hang up on their wall, like Poor People's Pub. and,
Yeah.
It'd give them an incentive to every year, they're gonna donate to the same thing, and, they could have 10 of those, it doesn't have to be huge, it's just something that,
Yeah, so it
Is that the
shows
new-
year after year.
the new
and-
owners of Acton Trading Post?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he doesn't speak English very good, but I
Yeah, I've talked
think
to him a few times.
I've had nothing but pleasant experiences down there since they've taken over. I know there's been a, but I've had great experiences with them.
They've
Yeah,
got,
they donated 20 pizzas, that's awesome.
Yeah, right.
Right? I'm like, really? 20? Sweet.
one of my high schoolers that just graduated last year was one of the ones that made a lot of them.
I know, right?
Pulled in, I was like, hey.
Sorry, kid.
All right. So any additional comments in regards to the basketball cheerleading?
You said it was great feedback, so I'm curious where you hear that. Is that all social media and stuff?
I hear some from the social media, and then I had a lot of parents that have come up to me,
Nice, it's good to hear.
so, yeah, it was pretty impressive, pretty positive.
Okay.
And I know with the basketball, when it came to asking parents to bring in some desserts and whatnot, it got past me, so I didn't end up sending one out, and then we had parents that reached out asking about it, which is why I ended up saying if somebody is interested in it, don't feel obligated. You know, you can absolutely bring something. And a lot of them actually ended up bringing something, but they didn't, at that point, I was just gonna buy it through the rec anyways, because I was so delayed in getting out to them.
Okay.
Where the cheer, we had, I think we went 2 weeks or something, 2.5 weeks with having a list out.
We're spending 90 minutes here for our meetings, like once, twice a month, so every once in a while, if you would just want to throw out the kudos and the feedback from the community, it's just nice to hear sometimes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Next one is the cheerleading clinic. I've talked with Coach Nicole about it, and she'd actually like to push it more to like around June is when we would do it. It'd probably be 2 or 3 nights a week. Not necessarily have them at the games or anything for baseball, but just have them practicing.
I wonder if we can pair that simultaneously with the skills and drills for flag football, if that goes forth, because I know families, starting to get to know some of the families with multiple siblings. Make transportation easier.
Yeah, because I figured if you're doing the flag football, you might want to be doing, is that on here someplace? No. Figured you probably want to do the games on like Sundays or something, like their scrimmages on Sundays. So we could do that. I'd have to look at,
Like football in the summer,
yeah.
June time.
Right after baseball, still trying to wrap our heads around, figure it out.
Yeah, the exact
Maybe it's-
dates and that.
Do we have to buy equipment for that?
We would need the
The
flags.
flag?
Yeah, we would get by probably with the basics this year, but we've already reached out as well to
Sanford.
Sanford to see, and actually, Mike Corey
Yeah.
is one of the players
Oh, sweet.
for the Sanford, the new semi-pro team
Nice.
in Sanford for football. So,
Be a minor celebrity for the kiddos just to come to practice and like
Yeah.
well, and that's.
talk to a semi-pro football player. It'd be
Yep.
awesome.
So me and him have, not him, but the owner have actually gone back and forth a little bit with it in regards to, he could send a couple guys over to kind of help with some of our clinics to get them out here. And in return, we would try to get some people interested to want to go to some of the games. And I told them, honestly, if you have some of your guys coming just to work with these kids are gonna want to go to their games.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're gonna get to know them on a personal level. They're gonna want to be there. They're gonna want to see what they've got.
This is a semi-pro football team
You know the
in
new
Acton?
dome? No, in Sanford. You know the new
I
dome?
mean, in Sanford?
Yeah, you know the new dome they have in Sanford?
No.
They have a new recreational dome. They're doing flag football on it right now, I think.
Where's that?
It's,
Through the high school?
Is that the one on Route 4?
yeah, going towards Waterboro Way.
Yeah.
It's on the other side of the school, yeah. It's, yeah,
That's sweet.
yeah, and it's just opening now, so.
Yeah, it looks like it's all muddy there, yeah. I go that way to go to Lowe's.
Is it through the school or is it through an organization
I
or?
think it's just through like some sort of organization of some sort. I
So
don't
they're
know.
doing just football? Is
No,
it-
they have a bunch of things going on over there.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's
So-
interesting. Oh, baseball, we also have the, Sanford group in, is it the,
Manners?
St. Meaners?
Yeah, I want to, does anybody have any contact info for any of the
I
Mainers?
do not, but,
I should ask Lindsay Howes, because Lindsay Howes works with them every year.
what about getting them to come out to some of the
Yeah,
kids?
That's what I want to do so bad, but I
I mean,
haven't
there's
figured
a
out.
lot of people I know that, I mean, they're young, they're teenagers, they
Yeah, they're college
practice-
kids.
Yeah, I mean, early 20s and late teens, and they practice, and like even their host families and stuff, they don't do much of anything other than play
be-
football, I mean baseball, so.
That'd be awesome to get them to come out for one of our baseball practices. And kind of advertise it like the
We can-
Sanford, what are they called?
Mainers.
Sanford Mainers. Very creative name. We're having, this person, this person, this person from the Sanford Mainers come out and help do practice today. I bet the participation would jump up a few notches.
You could probably, maybe see if you could do
Reach
a
out to Lindsay and see.
discounted or group rate for all of Acton to go to one or two of the games. That might be something that would be
Yeah, because we
people a little
could,
bit more involved in baseball that, excited for it.
yeah,
They play games all summer, so.
that'd be pretty sweet. Okay, so I'll work on trying to get a contact for there. One of the teachers at the school is one of the ones that works or volunteer summertime over there, so I'll see if she's got any contact. So the cheer
Website
clinic.
also.
Yeah, the cheer clinic that we're looking at is going to be primarily just doing, more so like skills and learning more about the tumbling and the, stunting and whatnot. And really seeing who those kids and parents are that are really interested in being dedicated to move forward if we end up getting to do a competition team. Because that's gonna be one of those, it can't just be everybody and anybody, because if you end up not showing to 90% of it, then you end up faulting the entire team at every competition. But we're still gonna have we would still have our regular cheer too, so it's not like anybody would not be able to do anything.
So are you talking about doing just the tumbling again also, or are you gonna do it all combined?
I think
Cheer-
she wants to do it all combined.
So you're not planning on doing a tumbling this summer?
As of right now, probably not.
I know a lot of kids that like tumbling but don't wanna do cheer.
Yeah, I'll ask her about it to see if she wanted to do something for like the tumbling the once a week again too.
Yeah, there's a lot that are into cheerleading, into, I cannot talk today, gymnastics that don't wanna do cheer,
Yep,
that really want the gymnastics part of it, but.
okay, I'll ask her and see what her thought is on that. Okay, swim lessons, we currently have 10 kids enrolled this session, so it's one of our bigger ones that they actually were able to get into.
You know how many we've had so far this year? Did you find that out?
Yeah, we had it at the last meeting. We had 17,
Was it 17 plus 10?
no, I think we've had like, see if this will come on. Just pull it up really quick.
Have you talked to the Y? Are they planning on doing anything more with getting any more slots or anything if they're still having?
I haven't heard anything in regards to it, no. Right here. Let's see this one.
It's just,
We had 10 kids the first session, 11 kids the second, 4 kids the third,
and now 10 this
and
time?
now 10 this time, so 10, 20, 30, 35 kids so far.
It's not too bad.
No.
Not
Great.
bad.
So, and we can keep running it straight through, so once the warmer weather starts to hit, we might see like a fall off and there'd be more
Yeah.
openings available. So families would still be able to get their kids in, to be able to join in, prior to.
Are they doing them all summer too?
Yeah, she says they do them year round.
Okay.
Yep, I did check on that. They do them year round. Okay, and the sports clinics, we've also kind of talked a little bit about. I talked with Christy Hall over at the school, and she seems to be very interested after talking with Mr. Ross, that I think they're going to take the lead on doing the basketball clinics.
Okay, so that's not gonna be through the rec?
Nope, it wouldn't be through the rec, and I asked her if it was just for like the middle school age, or she was looking for all of the ages, and she said she was looking for all of the ages.
So my vision was 3rd through 5th grade and 6th through
Well,
8th grade?
that's what she was talking about.
Okay, perfect.
Was doing those. The only,
Not that 1st and 2nd graders
No.
aren't important and need development, it's just to get a 1st, 2nd, or going to the 3rd grade from my experience, even 4th, 5th
it's a little
grade.
challenging.
It's like, they're kids, they're 1st and 2nd graders, they're there to see their friends and have fun first. I don't know too many 1st and 2nd graders that come with war paint on their faces and are like, I wanna learn basketball, and that is my #1 priority today.
Actually, Dominic does that, the first grader.
For the Shapley?
No, for us, Dominic, he's in first grade. He was all out on soccer. He was like, let's go.
So
It's crazy.
actually, I'm glad you brought that up. So what I was gonna say was, the cutoff is like around third grade. But if there is a younger kid that is serious and really likes to play up, like my son has played up since he was in first grade. Anyone that is like, my kid just eats, lives and breathes basketball and he's going into second grade. Can we make this work? I will work with individual off cases. I just don't want to open it up generally because then you invite a bunch of younger kids that when they get in the gym, they want to play dodgeball, do half-court shots and play tag, and that's what kids want to do. But that's not how I want to run this. I want to run this as a serious, let's get Acton skilled in basketball so our middle school team can kick butt next year. Our Acton Rec League can keep kicking butt, and if we decide to differentiate between travel and a stay-at-home team, that we do have the skill set for a separate travel team. I'm trying to build up from a foundation here, so.
Yeah, nope, and so she had said that the school would be taking the lead on those versus the rec. The only downfall to that is that means any of the homeschool families, most of them can actually, they can join the school sports, but they have to be an Acton rec, or an Acton
Acton
Resident.
resident. So
So
we
what about the
have,
Cedars and all them?
Cedars or Acton,
Sweet.
yeah. So like Cedar would be okay to do it.
Okay.
Any of the girls would be okay. But some of the families that we have that come from Shapley or Sanford or whatnot would not be able to contribute because it's through the school.
Okay.
So it's the one thing that we have to also keep in mind.
Is that something we want to table for discussion later, or is that kind of a closed door issue?
I think it's kind of a closed door at this point, at least for this season, to see how it goes. If we find that we had a lot of people reach out that were interested in the clinic that couldn't do the clinic because it was at the school, then
The school always trumps us for the use of the school, so
For sure.
if
and if she
they
wants to
want
run
to do
it.
it and they want to run it, then
Yeah,
Christie and not the rec department, the athletic department there has been really good about working with us, giving
Oh, yeah,
us
she's
extra
awesome.
time. So I have nothing but good things to say
Yeah.
on that front.
so that's the one downside to that, but other than that, all of our homeschool families, we'd wanna make sure that they were aware about it as well, like, again, Cedar, so that,
So I
Ian-
already had Cedars parents and a few other homeschoolers reach out to me and go, hey, I heard through the grapevine, and I was like, wow. First of all, that's awesome. Second of all, I won't forget and leave you guys behind. So I do have to double check which ones are Acton residents.
Ian is resident, the Knights are residents.
Okay,
Just let me know who is on your roster and I can let you know if they're residents or not,
okay.
because I know a good amount of them. I'm still trying to figure out something for baseball and soccer. So with baseball, I'd love to be able to, again, like we were talking about, reach out for the Mainers, have the Mainers come out so that we can try to do something. I'd love to even try to see if maybe we can get, before the season starts, maybe we can get, some together to go over to the batting cages.
Yep, I think that's a good idea.
Do a couple visits over to the batting cages or whatnot, just to kind of
Where are the batting
initiate.
cages?
I think the closest ones we have is Summersworth. I don't think there's anything closer.
I'll look into prices for the batting cage for here. That
Yes,
was
I
something
did.
you were gonna look into for the,
I did, and I don't think I have it on me right now.
did you put it on the
I
budget?
put it on the budget. Yeah.
Well, the old, the mini golf place that's for sale by the airport in Sanford, they have batting cages. He might let us do it because it's closing anyway.
Yeah, I know, but it comes down to liability, so is it still under insurance? Is it still?
I know him, I can talk to him.
I used to know him.
Yeah.
You can ask him,
I can.
see what he says.
Not be worth a try.
Be close, but be for sure. So we're still working on, and then working on for something for soccer. And then that's for the sports clinics. Anything else for the clinics?
When you say sports clinics for soccer, I don't know if I'm on the same page. What was your idea?
Just trying to get more like the skills and drills session prior to.
Prior to
So it
soccer
would be like
starting?
end of summer and then have like a couple weeks off and then go right into soccer season.
Okay.
We're gonna fill you right up.
Would that be the same grade level that he was talking about, not first and second? Will that be like the same thing, like for third and fourth?
It
or-
depends on who I could get for coaches.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cause all of the clinics will come down to, I wanna make sure at all, if we can only provide some of our clinics for 2 groups, I'd rather do the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, because the older ones are the ones that are going to be transitioning more anyways.
I think for soccer, we could open it up a little. Like, when you think of kids' first sport, soccer is usually it. Soccer's, what's that?
T-ball.
T-ball. Just soccer is skill-wise, like a less cap than basketball and baseball.
Yeah.
So, but you have to think of also the kids' sizes.
Yeah, the sizes and the kicking the ball and the little kids getting hurt,
Yeah,
so.
the strength that they have behind their kick when they throttle that thing. I think
Second
second,
grader should not be with a fourth grader in soccer.
Yeah.
so there's for that. Baseball, we have the forms out, waiting for responses. We put the due date by March 24th.
So here's a question. Are we gonna turn up the heat on being, I don't know how else to say it, being hard asses and being like, hey, you didn't get it in by the 24th, it is what it is? No? Okay.
No, because we took away, only a couple months ago, we took away the late fees in that. So we're gonna take them in, but I'd like to get, the whole point of putting that date there is to get majority of them in, so that we can start putting together our teams.
I'm not, yeah, I don't wanna kick out the couple of stragglers, but
Yeah.
I also don't want 30 kids at the last minute.
Oh, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
I would continue to put reminders out on Facebook.
Well, that's what I've been doing, yeah.
Yeah, every single week, put a reminder out. Please get in there and the due date is this, the due date's in 2 weeks, the due date's in a week. That's how you get them in there, because at the last minute, and then the last like 3 days, due date's this, and tell them when the town hall is open, and they'll get there on the due date if you tell them it's due.
In this room, we're all on the same page, I feel, and it's come up probably since Lori back with the rec, like, it's been a familiar issue. I just don't know, are we ever gonna turn the dial and say like, okay, one of these years, we have so many participants, we can't take 30 kids at the last
No, I
minute.
think we can do that.
No, we
I
always
think
had
that's perfectly fine. If we keep growing and we keep adding kids,
Yeah, there's an inflection
there's gonna
point
come a
where
point that you're
we
gonna
have
say,
enough.
If we grow to like, say like Sanford or whatnot, where we have so many kids that we can barely,
Okay.
take care of what we have, then we'd put the date out.
and that's it.
And
That's a
that's
hard
that.
date.
Cutoff-
That's a hard
that
date.
cutoff date
Yeah,
is
that's
that,
the
but
hard
we're
date. That's
not
what
there at
Sanford
this
has to
point.
do.
Yeah.
Sanford has a hard date.
We're all on the same
We
page.
had, for a long time, always had the $10 late fee, and even at that, if we, at one point, we were ordering shirts, and we cut it off by the time we had to order the shirts. Once the teams were set, we had to cut it off because we didn't have the extra shirts. Another reason why we went to uniforms instead of buying the shirts for, that reason. But there always was,
A couple late, and
always was a few people late, but the teams were so small, so you really wanted those people to join. So it's double-edged sword all the time. But there was always a late fee, and whether we waived it or not over different times, was questionable, but we always had it written on there that there was a late fee, and that seemed to
I think we're all on the same.
deter people from going in late.
We're all on the
Some
same
people
page,
wouldn't-
and I wanna see it
Yeah.
eventually flip, but I guess we're not at that point yet.
Yeah, we're not there quite yet because we still don't have enough. I mean, you'll see this year, for example, our 5th and 6th grade.
well, you
Which-
probably have enough for
18.
Soccer, maybe.
basketball and soccer.
Oh, yeah, basketball and soccer.
You just keep cutting it off,
Yeah.
keep putting it in their minds, and, the little text through Amanda, I mean, the school
Yeah.
used to be great about doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She would send out a text, just a quick text and say,
Amanda Cormier.
your last day is,
For me.
yeah,
Yeah.
your last day is this day, and I mean, she always sent texts out, and that to me is a lot better than Facebook, because,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, so we would do both, and that really worked out well, that, because it's a reminder that every parent in the school is getting.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if we can utilize that more, I would do
We could
it.
even utilize that
And
app if we
Yeah.
could get
Well, that's what,
all
yeah,
the parents in town
my,
to buy into that app. Then we can say,
Yep.
hey, by the way, Tuesday is the last day to register your kid for whatever sport.
Right, but
Yeah,
that's
'cause-
gonna take time to up and run, and that's gonna be
Oh,
another
yeah.
learning
No, no, but-
process,
but
just like, yeah.
It could happen really quickly.
It may, yeah.
that app would be awesome because every year their contact should stay there.
Right.
So every
You don't have to
year it should
rebuild the
send a-
list.
Yeah.
But that app is great for the people that have been in
Yeah.
the system,
And
not for the
that's-
newbies that are coming in because they don't know about it yet, so.
Well, no
they-
one knows about it now, but
Right.
And that,
if we decide that that's the route we
Yeah.
want to go, then we put out as many messages. The
sure.
school can tell the parents, hey, if you want your kids playing rec sports, you need to download this app because this is how everything's gonna be communicated.
Yeah.
And 90% of the parents will
they-
do that.
They could, instead of just downloading the app, they can just send an email off with their contact info, and then we can invite them, that way they're part of our
Right.
group. Otherwise, I don't know how they get part of the group. But the other thing, with that too, is I'm planning on going through, in here, I have the spreadsheet of every kid that played last season with all of the contact info. So I'm planning on making a big email as well, as a reminder to all of those parents that played last year. Hey, if your kiddo is interested in baseball again this year, forms are due by, March 24th. Please get them into us ASAP. We're trying to
Yeah,
establish
as
teams.
much communication out there, because
Actually, oh, this is
they
my,
get the form home and then it gets, some parents get it, some parents don't
Gets
get it.
lost.
It gets
Yeah,
lost, it gets thrown
yeah.
away and
There's too many
whatever.
blocks.
Sits in my house and
been sitting there.
I'm supposed to be an adult.
I had a
Years ago,
thought.
we always
I
did
pretend to be an
sign-up
adult, yeah.
nights, and unfortunately, we've had to stop that because of the fee and getting the fee paid for at the town hall. Sign-up nights years ago used to be amazing. Most people came to sign-up nights and signed their kids up at sign-up nights. So,
It'd be nice to have a sign-up
If
night
it's-
in the coaches.
we did it at open house, we did it at places that, the Christmas concerts and that type of stuff, places that the kids were going to be there. That always worked out great. We had to stop that because we couldn't take the money any longer. But if we could figure out something like that where it's a mass sign up,
We did that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
You went to the baseball field with your form.
You paid
You
it.
gave, I don't even know if there was money involved, but you gave them your form and off you went. I remember doing that on, a random Saturday early in the season.
Is that something we want to add to the agenda for next meeting?
I had a question about, I'd comment about that. So I think maybe, for the signups, like, when you guys are talking about, like, the cutoff, I think when we get to the point of we're able to take, like, online payments, and it'll make it so much easier, so you don't have to go to the town hall, and then we could do the cutoff.
Yep.
We could work towards that goal, because most parents, like you said, like, my son came home with the baseball form, and it was crumpled in the back of his backpack, and the only reason I knew is because of Sam.
I'm on the rec and I get crumbled up forms, I understand.
Yeah, so nobody, and then
We get crimmed out forms in the box.
even having Amanda, like, a couple weeks before saying, hey, you send out the blast, cause it's 3 ways, you get a phone call, you get a text, and you get an email from school, and I like that.
I think we're all on the same page,
Yeah.
that we'll eventually get there. It's
Yeah.
on our minds, we're just not there
Yeah,
yet.
I think when we can actually take payments online, that'd be
we're
good to
kind of
set.
get a little off topic with what I'm gonna say is there any, leeway or, why can I talk today?
Possibility?
For the website?
Yeah.
Through the,
We're still waiting.
and if they're having that, have you talked to them about online signups?
Yeah.
We have not been able to do anything for online signups yet because we're still not able to take online payments.
But is this new website gonna allow us to take online payments?
Sure.
I don't think so at this time.
And I don't think that's something they're, like,
Looking into?
it's not in their immediate
Yeah, it's
Like,
not in their
priority, I guess. We could make it a priority and like show up to every meeting and be like, hey, we were just wondering.
Well, here's a random,
Look into, once again, look into Dick's, because I thought that was part of,
but the problem is again, us taking payments in is what they don't want.
but it wouldn't be us taking it in, it would be a program that's set up to take the payments in, that say Jennifer can,
This app can take payments as well, the one that we brought up. The app that we brought up just this meeting.
that
Yeah,
does
you can do
payments?
fundraising and everything through it.
Oh, well, ask them about that too when you go
Yeah,
up to them.
One of the questions,
They just charge a payment processing fee.
no, they said for fundraising, you get 100%, but yeah, there's some sort of fee,
Processing fee for,
like
It's
everything
probably
else.
something standard, like 2-3%, whatever.
okay, so that would be like a processing fee if you use your
They'd have to
credit card
work.
up here. So they still have the option to come to the town hall, pay their $20, or they suck up the money, and most people are gonna suck up the money and pay it online.
I will, yeah.
Yeah. So,
For doing like a sign-up night or something, we could also look into trying to do a sign-up night on a Thursday night here,
yeah.
Yeah.
because they're open.
Oh, yeah, they're open till what, 6?
8.
8.
Sweet.
They open
Even
4 to
better.
8 that night.
Yeah.
Do we wanna bring that up for next
Yeah,
meeting?
I'd do that, yeah.
Yeah, we could do that, but
Because then we
it's gonna be
can,
the same thing as telling them to go there, other than us standing there and
but
saying,
it's,
okay, go over there and pay,
it's
go
no
over there
different than
and
a
pay.
sign-up night.
Yeah, well, I know, unless it was something that it's gonna be a mass of people at that spot, is what I'm saying.
But if we have, so obviously not probably baseball, but for like soccer or something, if we look into
Yeah,
it.
let's-
If we could do a sign-up night on a Thursday evening before, like during that time frame, and have it be whoever we have for our coaches, have our coaches here so the parents can come in and meet the coaches.
I like it.
Get an idea of who they're gonna have for their kids, because we'll have them all lined up, ready to go. Like, I have who our coaches are at this point. The only thing is that we don't have underneath it is I'm waiting for all of the background checks. So, which, I think there's only one new one on here.
So let's bring it up next meeting, like a proposed date, and discuss it some more.
Yep, that works. Sign up night.
Good.
Okay, so there's the next one. And then Easter egg hunt, I talked with Terry a little bit more. When we talked, decided that we're gonna end up just keeping it over at Mary Grant's versus doing it at the other location. We hadn't heard back from the other location at that point yet, so it was kind of a communication flaw. So we decided to go ahead, we'd help over at, her event at Mary Grant again, for the Easter egg hunt, if anybody is willing and interested to come help. Carol did respond saying that she was going to be, or she could come help us as well.
Do they just need bodies, that's it?
Yeah, it's just bodies. It starts at 11. It'll probably, I would assume it'll only be like an hour or two. It's just hiding eggs.
I can probably show up.
Eating
I know my kids will wanna
candy, yeah.
participate, yeah.
I was gonna say, it would probably be, I'd go a little earlier and tell my husband to come, for whatever time. That way we can help, get through, hide all the eggs and whatever else that we need to do to kind of help set up, and then have all the kids go through, help make sure that everything's taken down, and, cause she just does it solo.
She doesn't wanna do it next year, right?
I don't know yet.
She's been trying to pass it off for a few
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, I think she wants,
She wants us
Us to do it
to try to take some of it for her because she has a lot on her plate.
yeah,
So it's
that's
something that,
next year.
yeah.
And the Super Bowl too.
I'm not here, so.
Fine. Okay, so we have Carol. I saw Hope had commented on Terry's about how,
Hope reached out to Terry, but I don't know
okay,
anything about it.
so Carol.
TJ, bring some candy.
I will.
She is putting out,
So much leftover candy from every year and Christmas.
just remember, it has to be little candies. She put out for, looking for candy donations. So anybody that wants to do any donations for candy that will fit in Easter eggs.
And Easter eggs, okay.
And
I
I
will-
want the Easter Bunny to come.
Yep, she's got the Easter Bunny coming.
Oh, yes.
lot of work.
I haven't seen him in forever.
Deal. TJ, the real deal.
So that's Saturday, April 8th, which is Easter weekend at 11 a.m. at Mary Grant is when she has advertised for kids to come. So I will find out what time she would like us there to kind of help for setup time.
Does she say if there's going to be a snow, like, if there's still snow on the ground, like, is there gonna be a different date, or she didn't say anything?
I will ask her.
Okay, thank you.
Snow-
That's actually a good
Cause
question.
there was a ton of snow, we only got like,
Yeah.
what, 3 weeks left?
Yep.
It'll all
What's
melt. The snow, the amount of snow.
Yeah, no, it'll still be here then.
Yeah.
It was here to the end of April last year.
Number 5?
No, number 5 was the swim lesson, how many kids were enrolled.
I'm looking at the wrong one.
Oh, you're looking at the members from last time.
Okay.
Sponsors is the next one. Do we want to, so we had briefed on this a while back and we never really got anywhere.
Settled on a price, yeah.
Do we want to settle on a price? So hats in the past for baseball, because baseball is the only one that we ever do the sponsors with hats. And it's always been about $250 is usually what that sponsor is. But we had talked about doing a banner that we could put up for a full year. We could do shirts, we could do, however we wanted to do it, was looking for more
The banner
ideas.
go?
We could put the banner right on the backsplash.
The backstop, like just hang it there?
Yeah, we can put it so it's facing road coming in.
I suggest looking into getting a price on, more metal, ones like they have in the, shed up there. Are there still any up there
I think so, yeah.
with the people's name on them?
The
Oh,
only-
yeah, they're in the
You do
shed out back
that,
here.
find out how much it costs to set it up, plus a fee, and then it's a fee per year to keep those. They last years after years after years. If they don't pay the following year, you take it down. But you still have it. So they have, the first year they pay the price for whatever it costs to do it. And then, whatever, say it's $100 sponsorship for a year to have that up there, or whatever we want to say. And then that gives you coverage from, say, do the fiscal year to fiscal year.
Those go in the shed?
And then.
Yeah, they're in the,
Yeah, there's a bunch of them in the
Tack them
shed.
right onto the,
Backsplash?
the backsplash or any place really. That's what they had years and years ago up there.
But we're
And-
not there this much this season though, right? Cause we're gonna be, we have home and away games.
but we're still gonna have people coming in and out.
Okay.
We hadn't had a banner a couple of years ago for basketball, and we did all the names on them for, not basketball, for soccer, I think it was. We had all the names on it. The banners were pretty pricey, and then you threw the banner away and, you know,
All right, so we'll look.
I think something that you would have that would be, that you could keep over time, instead of wasting the money on a banner every year.
How much does a banner cost us?
That's what we have to find out, because all of the
Probably not that
material.
expensive, you know,
If we
those,
can-
the ones that are in the shed are like a foot
ones?
tall and 3 feet, you know, long or
We can just
something.
figure out prices then, I
2x4, 2x3 maybe?
we can put the kibosh
Like the
on.
metal-
I think they're a little taller than
You
that.
talking the metal ones?
Yeah,
Yeah, but the banner's like a banner that you put up,
Oh, yeah.
like, for the snack
Yeah.
shack, those, I think they were like $150 for
Okay.
one, which,
I'm having like trouble just having a discussion about it, cause if I have no gauge of how much these are supposed to be, so like saying
Right.
whether it's a waste of money or
no,
not.
I think we should look into,
let's-
that's what I'm saying, is the
Yeah.
prices of that versus the prices of the banners.
Banner
and
prices,
something that would
metal.
be, that we could keep over the years, that would be one initial startup fee.
Well, it's a double-sided custom flag, which is 3x5 customized outdoor flag banners, which you could put a photo on or whatever, is $30.
With the names,
You customize it your own.
I like that price.
That's only
but
$30.
that's
Makes
the
it to the
banner
weather.
that you put up,
You can put it as a flag.
on the flag itself.
You can put it, we wouldn't put it on the flag, no, but it has the little dollop holes that you
Yeah.
put like your flag to, so
You
you
just-
could do
but you
those and
just-
just hook them right to the fence.
you just
Versus metal.
you tie it to the fence.
Yeah.
So are we not getting hats for baseball?
No, this would be like, because the only thing we've ever done is
Hats.
hats for baseball, but everything else has nothing for sponsor.
So how much do hats cost us? They don't-
Last year, for the one team, it cost, for all of the hats that we did last year was, what, just over 500?
Whoa.
No, they weren't that much.
Yeah, they were, because I think we paid like 250 ourselves. Or no, we paid some out of pocket because you had two sponsors.
The year before, they were just over 300.
I thought last year they were like,
So basically the sponsor price
Did I
is
do
just
last
paying for
you
the hat.
had done last year.
Yeah, it's,
So
all
that
that
was
is.
around 300. It was 280 something.
that's a very small margin of
Oh,
profit
okay.
for hats.
So we
Oh,
made
that's
a
right,
little
because we
bit
only
of a
had the
profit.
one, we didn't make
So
any
we
profit.
did, it pretty much paid for the hats.
Yeah, the sponsor
So
pretty,
instead of
yeah.
taking the hats out of the budget, it pretty much paid for the hats. Well,
It's
and
not that. It was, we only had one
we only
sponsor.
went with 2 sponsors because we didn't have a huge, we
Group.
didn't have enough teams and
Right.
whatnot, so
we got one
normally,
sponsor?
it's that price per team. So you're sponsoring a team. Where our numbers were so low, we had
So this is definitely a moving target for us.
Yeah,
either
so
2 or 3,
so
2
we
or
had-
3 sponsors.
we had two, we
but
didn't have three, we only had,
We only had 2? Okay,
Yeah,
so
we
we
had two.
kept it at 2 because we had such a small amount, and so one team was gonna get, you know, the first and
larger.
second grade was gonna get 20-something hats, and then the other ones were gonna get, you know, 10 hats, and didn't feel that was fair, so we divided it, and like one group got one sponsor, and
Got
then
it.
2 groups got one sponsor to make it even for the sponsors, but
Sounds like we have a triple threat here. So we get our let's get our prices down and our margins, like, figured out down to the dollar. And then we offer to everyone on social media, whatever. You can sponsor a team by buying hats. That'll be only for baseball in
Yeah.
parentheses, so that they know where their money's gonna go and last. Or you can buy a banner, and then we figure out where we wanna hang it, either backstop or snack bar, or a metal plaque that will go up in the shack, or we discussed the possibility of putting it here too, I thought, so.
That
more
becomes our
transparent.
operating budget money too.
Say it again?
But that's our operating budget.
Yep.
Money to buy whatever we need.
Yep.
So I say we hit everyone with that announcement, and then we see what kind of interest we get and go from there.
And I would keep
So
the
I'll get some
hats at
prices.
250 per team, because
Okay.
that would at least give you, if you do it per team, and if we get low numbers, then we do it more like what we did. They're just getting more for their
More bang for the buck.
money.
Okay, so we'll look
Yeah.
at that then.
So,
That's true.
Do we want to tack down the final prices next meeting, or are we still spitballing right?
Yeah, we're gonna have to tack down next meeting because
Okay.
we're gonna have to look online and get more.
Okay.
I'll do some digging in that to get all the pricing and that of what's out there.
right,
got
because
us a
like,
baseball
the banners
sponsor.
would be a group with how many people are on that banner. It would be one banner for a whole bunch of different advertisements versus a plaque that has, you know, some of the places they can do their logos and everything on it.
I think that's a
So-
valid discussion point. Do we only have one banner, or do we have a couple? Because you could put one at the snack bar, two at the snack bar, you could put one on the backstop, like, it just all depends on the kind of interest we get, I
Right.
guess.
Well, we can do as many banners and whatnot. If we have a bunch of people that wanna sponsor every year.
That'd be great to have like
And
10
we-
people sponsoring.
Yeah,
that
and they
really
just
lets you know-
re-sponsor every year.
I think
That would be
there's some
fantastic.
people, like, different people that I've talked to over the years, like, say, Ann and John, the great, they
Mm-hmm.
have sponsored baseball. CJ's husband, Matt, has sponsored, the O'Briens have sponsored baseball because it's their business and their kids are playing and whatnot. And they've loved the fact that their kids get to wear their hats and then other people get to wear their hats. Then there's these other teams that are like CTI that did the tree removal. You know, and there's a lot of other people that have had interest that are like, we would love to advertise our business on an ongoing basis that is something bigger than,
But
you
I-
know, the one team thing, something that every time someone comes there, they can
see
see.
it.
And the
So that-
banners are the better way to go.
Yeah, so we can do the hats and then we can do, like, we can offer it out. I know,
If someone wants to pony up a lot of money, they can do a big banner on the right field fence.
Or something that would just be stationary there, that you would leave there for the whole year.
Yeah.
Or, I mean,
before winter
you
hits.
know, we've talked about doing, you wanna get a shed, doing sponsorships for sheds.
we're gonna
You
have to
could
move on
do
to.
X amount of dollars and their name gets put on that shed as a permanent sponsor, just like the chairs here. I mean, the sky's the limit with sponsorships we could do. These chairs were all, each chair was donated by someone and they got a plaque on the back of them.
Nice.
Those ones there. You know, like they do bricks at different
Yeah.
places, so.
So last question on all that is, whether it's, so the baseball hat seems straightforward, the banners or plaques,
We'll get a set size. We'll give like a couple options with certain
we'll
pricing.
get options, we'll tack down pricing. My question was, what if it's an individual versus business? I'm only hearing businesses. What if an individual out there in the nether is like, oh, I wanna
If an individual, it doesn't matter if they're a business or an individual, if they wanna sponsor us and they want something personalized on a plaque, they
Okay.
absolutely can. If they just wanna sponsor without having anything written out there for the world to see with their name on it, they don't have to. They
Yeah.
can just sponsor anonymously.
anonymous, and then what does that look like? Putting the kids' names on the team on the banner, or how does that?
No, you don't even have to do a banner.
Okay.
If they're just wanting to sponsor, that means that they're
They
just
just wanna
wanting to
give us
support
cash.
us. They just wanna give us some financial assistance to.
But I guess what I was saying is it only sounds like businesses are the ones being put up on
Yeah,
hats and banners. So if it's an individual donation, they just make themselves anonymous, and then we kind of.
yeah, unless they want,
If they want.
we can do one with like, you know, thinking, you know, like they can figure out a phrase that they wanna say or something, and we can make something with a specialized,
That's
you
what I was
know.
going for. I was trying to brainstorm out loud
Yeah.
what individuals are doing, if there's any individuals.
They can put whatever they want on something,
Someone, I
yeah,
mean, you could, we could, you know, advertise,
in memory of, and.
Yeah.
or you could do it, just the Clark family, sponsored by the Clark family. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, it doesn't have to be business. I just say business because businesses always seem
Yeah.
to,
That seems to be the main, yeah.
yeah.
And Crystal actually has already gotten us one sponsor for baseball so
baseball.
far.
Yes.
So, Anna John, if you,
Ted,
contact
Yeah.
them.
the new owner.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
We're friends. I went in there today.
Haven't asked them.
I'm helping him with his ice cream menu.
Contact,
Is he opening up in
Matt.
spring?
also, if you want me to.
Easter.
Easter?
Those two have been doing it, and the O'Briens have been
wait.
doing it for the past 4 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wait until we get all of the pricing on everything else so we can offer
hit
them.
him
Do
up
they
this
still
morning.
want just the hats or would they like more this time?
Okay.
So that way we can give them whatever options they have. Then,
Yeah, I think it would be nice to give.
yeah, I'd like, especially the ones that have done it for years.
Instead of the Hobarts just, having their name on our hats like last year, now they've got it on the field.
Now it's on the field for the year.
For the whole season.
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So they can pick and choose what they want to do, and if we have, a bunch of people, nobody that does the hats or whatever, but we have a bunch of people that do the signs, then we can just make Acton Rec hats. We can, because baseball kids need hats. So we would just have to end up planning
Or we
for
could pay for the hats with
some of the
some of the
sponsorship money.
sponsorship money. Did you
Yeah.
put in a budget for the hats?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Always
hats,
budget it
500
just in
for
case you don't
hats.
get sponsors.
So,
Can I go back? Terry just sent me a message.
Message her. Chilly in here.
I did earlier about the Easter Bunny.
okay, go ahead.
Terry wants to know, if we can set up some donation boxes somewhere for Easter candies, so if you guys think about some ideas to help her with that.
We can do that.
Okay.
Okay.
She's on vacation now, but she said.
Just said yes. We'll figure
For
out some
filling the eggs
donations.
for the hunt?
Are
Yeah,
they taking donations at the school?
not yet. So that's what we can set up for.
Would they allow that at the school?
Yeah.
Sounds like an easy
They would
answer to
usually.
me.
Town hall, school usually takes them.
As long as, so the one parameter that we've always been given when we do that is that we have to make sure that we are going in regularly to empty it. So the school, I'm in there every day, multiple times a day.
Like, don't leave wrestling mats laying around and stuff like that.
Gosh. Okay, we gotta move on. My next, this one kinda goes towards like sponsorships and whatnot. So this past season, we did trophies for all of the kids. And it's always amazing watching these kids walk through the hallway with their shirts on. But it's also amazing seeing their faces light up when they got these cool little trophies. So moving forward, do we want to continue to just do trophies? Do we want to do shirts? Do we want to mix and match? Like, how would we like to do it? Because the other option that I was gonna throw out on the table is if we end up saying we want to do trophies, what if we put on the sign-up sheet the option for them to purchase a shirt for $5. So for signing up their kid, it would be $5 plus the $20 sign-up fee, and they would get a shirt as well when they start.
What's the
Actually, I
reason
like
for
that
the
idea.
shirts?
The shirts we had just had something different for them, because we still have a selection.
So, could we possibly look into doing that again as a fundraiser, selling through instead of, I mean, you can offer them at any time for $5 or whatever the price is as a fundraiser.
I was thinking,
Maybe the town, the selectmen would be more, because they cut you off from selling them.
well, that's why if we all agree and we'd like to do trophies again, and we decide that to kind of get through what we have for our shirts, if we offer it to parents that would like to purchase one, we can even put, we'll make sure that their name is on them like we've always been doing, and they can have them for the entire season.
I like that we're customizing the rec experience, travel versus a home team only. Do you want a shirt? Like, I think that's a great idea. I never would have thought of something like that.
Yeah. I like Sam's idea.
I like signing up for shirts. I think it's a wonderful idea.
That-
Anybody?
I have no
So
issue
wait
with
a
that,
minute,
but
I'm
I
not
still
sure.
think,
This is the shirts not to wear as a uniform.
No.
Okay.
This is
a
just.
shirt.
This is
the
after the
Acton Rec
season's
shirts that
over,
we
I
have?
earned this shirt.
Yeah, and they wear it to the assembly all the time.
Yeah.
Acton Rec.
Yeah, they're just the Acton Rec, and then it says on, across the back, and then on the front,
It says their
it
name.
has their name and what the sport was that they did. So whether it was tumbling, or baseball, or soccer, they always had, what their sport was that they
How
did.
much were they to purchase the shirts and then the
Oh, gosh.
It was like
Did it come up
$3 a
to
shirt, right?
$3 a shirt plus the-
$260 a shirt or something like that?
$260, yeah.
So it was probably about $3, $350 max for
make a shirt.
everything to make a shirt.
And me and Sam donated our time to make it.
And we've donated a lot of vinyl too,
Yeah, so we did
But the vinyl and the shirt would cost
about $350.
$350, yeah.
$350. So if you would make a little bit of a profit, if you wanted to use it to make some sort of a profit, I mean, you could even go a little bit higher for a
Yeah, you can
shirt.
go, I would do $7 to $10 if they wanted to. I mean, you could go higher than that, but I mean,
No, I don't wanna go too high.
I wouldn't,
It's a sweet range, yeah.
What do you guys think, like 7 maybe?
what's,
Between 7 and 10. I wouldn't go more than 10.
I wouldn't, no, I wouldn't.
You
go-
can't.
No, I wouldn't go higher than that.
Can't.
I would say, yeah, 7, even, I'd go even number. I don't
8?
know.
Wanna do
$8.
Either 6
$8
or
for a
eight.
shirt.
$8, okay.
$8 for a shirt.
So I will talk to the selectmen and see what their thoughts are on that so that we
I like doing
can,
that.
I still think the little bit of feedback I got after the sports was kids like the trophies.
Yeah,
well, that's why they'll get the trophies.
Most of the
So by doing this, the parents are
They have
getting.
the option if they want one.
if they want to
Yeah,
purchase
they can
one.
still purchase a shirt if the parents want to. Oh, there's the timer. They can still purchase a shirt if they want one, but they're gonna get a trophy at the end of the season.
I wasn't sure how we were gonna tackle this, but I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works for
That's
me.
fine, because, I mean, a lot of the parents have said to me, no, the shirts were cool the first time around, but now I have X
Right.
amount of navy blue shirts and,
Okay.
I got a drawer of them. I got a drawer of them.
I just found my old coaching shirts.
I've only been here,
So-
I've only been doing it for a year. I got a drawer of
For
shirts.
different colors that I don't wear anywhere else.
So that was our alarm, so I just wanted to bring up one more thing, and then we're gonna have to cut it, and everything else will have to get pushed to the next meeting. Our wrestling mat, where we have, for the most part, I think, decided that wrestling is not going to be anywhere in our immediate future, if at all.
I don't think so, and I'll give my 2 quick reasons. One, wrestling is probably the most violent sport of any sport we've done so far. I mean, you talk about rolling ankles, impact injuries with soccer. There's gonna be kids crying after every practice. It's just the nature of the sport. It's a rough, physical, sometimes violent sport. So that's number one. I'm already anticipating like a lot of injuries and just like actual liabilities and insurance coming up. Like, I guess we're covered, but at the same time, it just feels, I already got anxiety just thinking about it, because I'm the only one handling it. And I got 2 or 3 injured kids per practice, like, that's gonna be a lot for me to handle. I can do it, but it'll take some time to grow into it. The second part is wrestling probably has the least interest, I think, of all the sports we pitched so far. And that's not to say it's not a great sport, it's probably my favorite sport. It's what I wanted to go to college and do, and I'm more than ready to teach it, but I don't think we have enough interest, and we have so much we're trying to bite and chew off right now. I just think it's something
Pushed aside.
we kick down the road in another year or two if the Acton Rec is just blowing up. And we got a group of 10, 15 boys that are like, man, I can't get enough of sports, and you do wrestling, can we do, then we'll revisit.
Perfect.
We
So,
need more volunteers too, because TG and
No.
John can't do it all.
so that comes
do
to.
Well,
That comes to our next question. Christy Hall has reached out to me asking if we would be interested in selling her the mat that we have. I had
It's all
originally.
hers.
Yeah.
That was, I originally
Yeah.
thought
are
that,
they gonna do something?
no, her husband and son wrestle.
coach.
So he's a coach, so she'd love to have it at home.
Husband coaches Massabesic, so aside from their son being like a good wrestler, I think he has friends over, they practice, so
So the-
they'll get a lot of use out of
The
it.
kind of thought that I had was to give it to her, and do we want to ask her for, if she wants to do some sort of donation, whether it's like $5 or something for it, for all of the hassle that we have, or just take it?
She's gonna handle transportation as far as,
It's hers from the school gone,
Yeah, she can take it.
if that's
it
okay with
didn't
all of
cost
you.
us anything other
I
than
am
John,
not
maybe
picking
his
that
lower
thing
back
up.
for.
John, we need you again. Can we go to the school now?
I only just feel bad that he took the trouble to go store it, but if
Yeah,
he's
I know.
okay with it, then I don't have any issue with it.
Okay.
And Christie's been really good to us and the rec.
Yes, she has.
And earning goodwill with the Acton Rec Director just sounds like a good idea to me.
Yep.
Okay, so all in favor?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so I will send her a message tonight.
Any update on the parking lot?
Nope. As of was it last Wednesday? No, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? On one of the Wednesdays, they had to have their final meeting, for the engineer, and then they were supposed to be working. I've been assured that our project is the very first project that the engineer is going to be getting, and it will be done this fiscal year.
That the engineer will be done this
No,
fiscal?
the parking lot will be done. So the engineer, ours is the first project the engineer has, and then from there, it's going to advance into the bidding, and it's going to be done, and the job will be done by the end of this fiscal
When's the
year.
fiscal year?
July 1st is the
It's
first.
gonna be done by July 1st.
July 30.
If it's done by soccer, that would be massive.
It's supposed to be
by
done.
last soccer.
Yeah, it was supposed to be done for that summer. But yes,
This is a thorn in my side, I'm telling you.
so they have until July 1st is the beginning of the next fiscal year.
So if
June
we
30th theoretically is
don't
when they
use
have it.
that money, then it goes back into the capital improvement and we have to
Reassign it.
ask the town for that money again,
So,
which
and, no.
is not good.
And I've been assured that we will be having it done by then, because that was the point that I brought up, is the fact that we have that money that was assigned for this project, and we really don't want to have to reevaluate that.
No, and we need the space.
Yeah, so that's,
First and foremost, we need the
Yeah.
space. It's dangerous to have people parking on the road.
Soccer's horrible.
Yeah, soccer's awesome.
It's dangerous, and that's the reason why we put that above and beyond everything else.
yeah, so I'll work on getting the pricing on things. I have to look, I'll have to send an email out to everybody, I'll give some ideas, I'll try not to do a Tuesday or Thursday, because originally Krista was only not available on Thursdays, now it's Tuesday and Thursdays, I'll try not to do a Tuesday because Hope hasn't been available on Tuesdays.
For our next meeting?
Yeah.
Okay.
That way we can try to, because I want to get something in before, what did they say? I'd like to get, by the beginning of next month, have another meeting in here.
I can't do Monday.
I can't do, I'll be gone from the 30th till the 9th, till
Wait,
March 30th till April 9th, I'll be gone.
oops, here, 3:30 to 4:09, Lori gone. No Mondays,
Really hope we get an update on that.
Tuesdays, or Thursdays.
I think Hope has like 4 or 5 weeks for a class at Massabesic, so
Okay,
if it's after, the first week of April, she may be available then.
What's Mondays look like is?
well, she can't do
anyone-
Mondays.
Who can't?
I don't have childcare on Mondays.
That's why I'm like, okay, so we would be looking at,
Can't do Wednesday.
we'd be looking at Fridays or the weekend. We can look at doing a Saturday morning again, when the town hall, do pick the Saturday morning that town hall's open. We can look at that.
For anything.
We can't do Sundays?
I think they were trying to avoid doing so.
old's your son?
Jennifer would rather we didn't.
Yeah.
Because of the
What
church
if my
and-
husband be?
No, just because it's Sunday
On
and
Monday?
You can have them every day.
You don't want to babysit him, trust me. Sam doesn't like babysitting him.
I yelled at him so many times on the
Yeah.
field trip today.
Oh, I wouldn't say he wouldn't be yelled at, but
Sam had her fill with him today.
When,
That's why I didn't go to
the
the,
offers out there. I mean, our kids used to sit over here, and we had an older girl that
and watched him.
watched the kids while we did our meetings, because, I mean, my husband was on it, other people, husbands were,
that would have been an option too, if we could do that one
I
day.
mean, one of the other
He's-
people on the rec, their older child, that was, preteen, came and watched them in the hallway. It
I'll
wasn't
look-
ideal, but we
I'll
did
look
it.
and see what the schedule is. I have to come into town hall and look when they're open, because it's on the back of the door in the office. And then I gotta get my update on all my background checks that I'm still waiting for.
We all,
see if you
we all have to
can,
resubmit, right?
yeah.
Once a year.
Okay, so
We just did ours.
did you put in a request for everyone? I don't remember.
For the background checks?
Yeah,
Jen passed them around when her and Kim were at one of the meetings.
I guess I
He
did.
was, were you
Yeah.
here that day? I don't think he
I
was
think I
here.
had my late night of school and Jen might have filled it out for
Okay,
me.
so when you initially do your background check the very first time, we're covered for 6 months.
Okay.
So then we have to redo it at that 6 months, and then it's yearly, I believe.
Oh, it used to be once a year.
So it's just the very first
I'll
one
ask
is
Jen if
6
she did
months.
mine, if not, I'll resubmit mine.
Yeah.
Is
So-
there any way you can talk to Jen about you doing the background checks?
That's a good question, because I would
Because
love to,
they're
because
not, all you need is a DEA number. I mean, I used to do them for a business, and, I mean, it's really not a big deal.
then it would also make it easier. I don't have to
You don't have
hound
to
them all
chase
the
us and-
time.
Are a paid employee of the town, and, I mean, it would take something off her plate, and it would then you don't have to wait. I mean, they don't take very long to come in, and if you do more than one, you don't have to pay for them.
And then, well, the other thing too is I feel like I'm always hounding them. I need to
Yeah,
know, I need
exactly.
to know what my background check statuses are because I have coaches, but I want to announce and I can't announce it until I know. All right, so that concludes our meeting. We will rejoin again next time. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.